Kevin Durant's introductory press conference. A palpable buzz in this city as DeAndre Ayton left it short. Here comes man, has some help in Zubac. Be scary to think how good this club can be and what their ceiling will be once he makes his debut after the All-Star break. That is Morris.
Well, it's different now because I think you front load your schedule, so you're playing the bulk of your games early, so you don't have a lot of time to make up for it. See Paul George with a beautiful.
Wasn't a legal defense against the Clippers, but certainly man's numbers have been much more. Clippers lead as we cross the 8-minute mark. Look at Zubac getting out against Booker. Man in the open floor. Hard right-handed flush.
Well, the beautiful part is that Monty Williams already had a relationship with him based on OKC, but also USA Basketball. So the mindset and understanding.
That's the thing we keep an eye on. When they stay in flow in the offensive end.
Dennis just likes to get those DMV references as much as he can. One of the top offensive rebounders in the league, unable to squeeze it for the Clippers. Okogie from deep, got it.
A great opportunity. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. I know him very well, along with his agent. And I said, young fella, do you understand your opportunity?
Here for Monty Williams and Terrence Ross, a guy who has filled it up in his career. Gordon able to draw contact, puts it down, and he's fouled. Hit the final 60 seconds of the quarter. Paul George splits two with a bounce. This is Plumlee. Out to Highland. He can stroke it. Splash! 8 straight for the Clippers. 10-point lead.
And the pass, a little simple pass, but it wasn't made easy by a 7-footer off the dribble. Beautiful shot.
5-point game, early stages, second quarter. Just a half game separating these two teams in the West. That is Gordon. Versus days at Houston with Harden and CP3 as Paul George turns it over. This is Okogie, little Euro step, beautiful finish. A little bit of a spurt by the Suns. They've cut it to 4, and then Phoenix another steal. Unbelievable as the Clippers suddenly get awfully sloppy.
Inexcusable, but this Clipper team throughout the course of the season has been very loose with the basketball where they will turn it over in spurts.
Paul.
That is a us problem more than a Phoenix Suns issue, you know?
Basically explains the season, all the craziness that they've had. What a pass! Surgical was... Well, this fan base, this city doesn't need much more to get energized after the last couple of days.
The problem is when they get bogged down offensively in a half-court set and they turn it over.
This is Lee. Got it! As we come up on the midway point of the second quarter, Booker into the corner for Okogie. Starting to play with some confidence. So they reset out to Okogie. Pass inside, they turn it over. Zubac with the rip. Ahead of the field is man. Lines it up. Splash! And now Monty Williams just trying to temper expectations. Zubac! There's been a lot of talk that the Clippers are in the buyout market, maybe for a backup point guard. Look at that finish!
It's good to see the ball go in for Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, an all-NBA player last year at the age of 37. So Phoenix's lead short-lived, at least for the moment. Paul gets it to Ross, knifes in, and he is getting right to work. What a setup by Paul, but Ayton just couldn't finish. Leonard! With a tip in by Zubac. Here's Leonard. Can Kawhi Leonard get his offensive game going? 0 of 8 shooting if you've just joined us for Leonard in the first half. That is George. Another turnover. Clippers a home winner Tuesday. This is man swooping in. Right-handed finish. 34 out of a potential 61 games as they try to maintain that lead. Ending an 8-0 Phoenix run. So a 2-point game. Look at Ayton in traffic going left. How quickly can the Suns put it all together in what they hope will be a deep run through the postseason? Leonard, beautiful drop off to man. Kawhi Leonard, if you've just joined us, still has not scored in this game. He's 0 of 9 from the field. Man, boy, he is light.
That Kevin Durant brings offensively is powerful, but he doesn't do that as a leader. Chris Paul will remain the vocal leader of this team.
And you just think of all the weapons and all the different things that Plumlee can give you. Such a versatile big. Terrence Mann. Leonard pushing for the Clippers. Here comes Leonard, turns the corner. Going glass. in his Phoenix Suns debut.
I tell you what, this is a move that quietly happened across the league that nobody really...
27 games in which they've had both Leonard and Paul George. How does this one end here tonight in Phoenix? A little bit of a knuckleball.
Not looking at the playoffs, but Terrence Ross in Orlando never complained, stayed professional. Eric Gordon at Diambo with the baby hook. And they're going to be keys to coming off the bench for both teams.
But you made the point when we were talking at a halftime about this, and Paul George with a nice shot.
With Gordon for the Clippers and Terrence Ross for the Suns, could prove dividends for both of these two teams, hoping to make...
Now, I know there's big rumblings here about Lee not being invited to the three-point shooting contest.
Beautiful little floater, that's Bones Highland. And he's pushed LA's lead back to 9. So Highland with 7 off the bench. This is a Kogi corner pocket here in Phoenix. Three-pointer from Ross won't go, gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Chris Paul has just tied Michael Jordan for 3rd place on the NBA's all-time steals list. 2,514. And Paul George. Booker. Tough defense from Gordon, and he goes.
All switchable assets, so to speak. Even Duke can guard in a little bit of space. Paul George.
George teeing off right through the...
There were gaps and shots he wouldn't see. The game has slowed down, and now he's making plays just like we saw either in transition or in the half court.
With Phoenix holding just a half-game lead over the Clippers. This is George, gets to the elbow, that mid-range. Have to work through. They've got 8 weeks, Jimmy, to figure it out, but what a bunch of additions that they've made. Look at Booker as we approach the final 2 minutes here in Phoenix. Leonard maintains his feet, puts it down. That was nasty. My goodness, 13 for Kawhi. And the Clippers trying to give themselves some breathing room, but Clippers reset, 7 to shoot. Paul George, 26 points, what a pass. Zubac, backdoor to man. Clippers trying to run that clock. Final 60 seconds, shot clock down to 2. What a matchup between Paul and George. Leonard flicks it up and in.
Look, now we're able to see who this team can be. Tough loss for the Suns, but once KD gets into the fold,